beginning of a relationship, a friendship blossoming here with Kaio. And I hope we uncover some stuff now. I'm curious if they plan to utilize the birthday scenario as a goal to get to before disaster strikes, or just as the next stage in developing relationship and getting her more close to the group and altering the past. Honestly, feel like they could probably do a lot more with that, but if they wanted to develop all that stuff, you know, in between wherever we are with like a milestone location almost for us to reach, like that checkpoint or that end point, could be fun too. So I'm interested to see what they do. We had some fun going back, establishing a lot of the characters and dynamics from the past while presenting new opportunity to show some growth a little bit going into the future. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they got. I have some suspicion towards Kenya. Every time we see a dude who looks any sort of similar to the guy from the future, I also have some suspicion, but I feel like that's just trying to throw me off. I don't know what more I got for y'all. If you like it all, like and subscribe to me. Feel free to stick around in the discussion in the comments. This is going with the third episode of Erase. It's too much for her. Like this location or this day? Yeah, I think the birthday. When's her birthday? I feel like it's the same day as you, because she had a reaction when you brought up when yours was. And just wants to play a sport. Jesus. Alright. Look, bro. It's like, I gotta put up against these scrubs. Jesus, alright, hold up. Hold up, he's got it. I own ego, man. I gotta fuel it however I can. Right, and then someone who doesn't just overtaking him. I get it though. I get it, brother. He knows it though. Willingly lost. That's what makes it so interesting. Like, how many different decisions can you make here before shit gets too out of hand? Said you were gonna give it your all. Hey, you heard something you weren't supposed to, bro. Let me just go through the records myself. If you're not gonna tell me, I'm gonna find it. This is about to be dangerous. I feel like you could just ask your teacher, no? Like, yo, I just want to know. Should have just asked. As he wanted. You share. Yeah. Between March 1st and X day. Oh, the next day, sorry. And that's where the reaction came from. Come celebrate my birthday on your birthday, you know? Thanks, bro. He must be around. Oh, like now. We have a day.
3月1日11日後か。まずひなずきと仲直りしないと。
Oh.
ゆうきさん。
Poor guy lost his life.
友達たくさんできたみたいだね。よかったね。
この時ゆうきさんは23歳。俺より年下になってしまった。
ゆうきさん、ひなずきかよって知ってる？
かよちゃん？知ってるよ。
あっさり。
いつも一人で公園にいる子でしょ。何度も話したことあるよ。もしかしてクラスメイト？
うん。
へえ、そうだったのか。
ジュン、飯だぞ。
先に食べてていい？
I have a little boy in my room. Sorry, I'm making it weird.
お父さんの仕出し弁当屋で4時からバイトしてるんだ。
え、4時？
うん、昼までだけどね。
そうなんだ。
昼間から遊んでいる彼を俺は無職なのだと思い込んでいた。
彼の喋り方はどんな感じだった？彼のことをいい人だと思ったかい？
この前もペーパークラフトの大会の特集があってね。
Like how he's got all curtained. Right, never would just be yours.
僕なんとも思ってないから。
彼の部屋に何か気になるものはなかったかい？
サトルくん、なんだか大人っぽくなったね。
そうかな。
うん。
白鳥純、2006年5月現在確定死刑囚。
Jeez.
公判以来一貫して無罪を主張。まだ帰ってないのか。なんか荒れてんな。ん？なんだこれ。
Her gloves and her bag.
まさか。
Really fun uses here.
ひなずき！
見ないで。閉めて。
ダメだ。こんなとこにいたら。来ないで！
どうしたのかよ。また一人でこんなとこ入っちゃって。
こいつ。
早く家の中に入りなさい。
Like it wasn't even there. It's not even a trying to hide it in front of others or anything.
ひなずきのその傷は何なの？
Ugh. How about this blight, brother?
答えてあげな、かよ。
転んだの。
Yeah.
ほらかよ、しっかり冷やしなさい。月曜までにちゃんとその顔直してくれなくちゃ。お母さんがみんなに責められるでしょ。
You probably should.
氷残しとけよ。
ひなずき。
The worst. Coming in late, everybody's staring at you the whole time, bringing more attention to yourself than you want. Especially for someone who always tries to stay in the background.
変えなくては。未来を。
Yeah.
カヨが月曜日に遅刻や欠席が多い理由か。サトルは知ってるのか？
Yeah.
曜日が母親がひなずきを殴る日だから。
そうか。サトルは気づいたんだな。
So you
先
noticed.
生は知ってたの？
そうだな。
何？先生話してよ。
生徒に話していいものか迷ってたんだ。カヨはクラスでも浮いてるだろ？その上で虐待されてることを知ったら、みんなが色眼鏡で見てしまうだろうと思ってな。
そんなことない。
Dude, what does that have to do with her scenario? That why does it matter if we're involved or not? Usually it's like I wonder if I should tell a teacher, not that should I involve the students or at least one of them.
カヨの母親を疑い始めたのが去年の5月頃。 だがまだ具体的な対処はされていないんだ。
なんでなの？
カヨの母親がうまく隠してしまうんだ。児童相談所は先月までに3回視察に来てくれたんだが、勘がいいのか全てカヨを連れて外出していて、聞き取り調査がまだ行われていない。
なんだそりゃ使えねえな。あ、声に出てた。
ああ、俺も何度か母親に会ってるんだが、虐
What a
待行為は確実にある。
Fucking awful
あとは
system.
児童相談所に認めさせるだけだ。すぐに母親からカヨを保護する。
そこまでした準備はできているのか。
You can't just like bring him here? Just have him look at her? Like,
クラスからカヨがいなくなるぞ、サトル。
ひなずきが助かるなら僕は
right, who the fuck
急
cares?
いで先生。
ヤシロは春休みを待って動こうとしているに違いない。けどそれじゃ間に合わないんだよ。
Right, this isn't just to sit around and let it happen and find the right time. It's just to get it done.
ない。給食費がねえ。29歳にもなってこんな事件に巻き込まれるのかよ。
先生、
Someone took it though.
みんなの給食費なくしました。
なくしたんじゃなくて盗まれたんだと思います。
I think they framed her.
ひな
Yeah.
ずきさんが怪しいと思います。
お前何を根拠に？
だってひなずきさん給食食べてるのにお金払ってないし。
Didn't even have anything in front of her.
犯人だと思います。
そうかも。ねえ、取ったのひなずき。
I get what you're saying.
このガキ。
みんなのカバンとか調べてみたらわかると思い。
Yeah, they planted shit, bro. What fucking...
探さないの？
取ってねえのに。
I don't need to look.
隣の人のカバンも調べて。
Yeah, I'll go search hers while I'm at it.
バカ。ほら、犯人見つけて。
出てこないぞ。やっぱひなずき決まりだろ。
Hopefully he looks and says that there's nothing in her.
あった。やっぱ貧乏だ。ほら、私の言った通り。
Uh,
貧乏だろうが空腹だろうがひなずきが人のもん取るわけねえだろうが。
あのさ、サトルの机から出して隠すくらいのこと誰でもできるだろう。
thank you, brother. The only logical one in this class.
カヨは日直なんだから給食費持ってても不思議じゃないだろう。ミサト、サトル、もういい
That's
だ
a
ろ。
good save.
そろそろご飯食べよう。
She just had it instead of him. What's the difference? Picked the worst day to do that.
藤沼、さっきはありがとう。
いや、あいつの言い分ひでえからさ。
Mm.
3年の時、あんまり私の鉛筆バカにするから、美里の自慢のシャーペン窓から捨ててやったことあるんだ。クリスマス会に呼んでくれてさ、大きなツリーを自慢するためだったけど、すごい綺麗だった。
見に行かない？今日これから
何を？
クリスマスツリ
An
バカなの
arch.
ー。はい、
Hmm.
軍手だけど山の上だから寒いんだ。
行くなんて言ってないべさ。
Rather go home?
すげえ。
足元を回るキタキツネのことは覚えていた。18年前は一人で見て誰に話しても信じてもらえなかった。
Hmm.
カップルかな？
きっとそうだ。
Why are you holding me like that? Cool.
クリスマスツリーね。
I don't know about
バ
that,
カな
but
の。
yeah. It looks good though.
夏になったらまた見に来よう。このクリスマスツリー。
バカなの？
First time we see a smile. They're framing Kenya like he's the evil. An episode of Bad Times turns out to have a really beautiful ending for us. That then they try and spook us again towards the end. I guess we'll move a little backwards probably here. The Kenya framing towards the end with the teacher leaves me curious. He's somebody that I felt a little off about from last episode. I don't think we're framing him to directly be the killer, but as somebody who's overly kind of grown for his age, like overly mature, and seems to be very level-headed, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't cautious of whatever connections or people he may know in this sort of scenario that's about to unfold. I feel like something's truly off with him. And the way that they're putting it at the end almost makes me want to think that it's not actually as bad as I'm thinking it is, but maybe it's he's noticing the same sort of things and he's going to the teacher too. So now we have multiple students raising a concern, and then they can kind of work together on what they plan to do to be able to help Kaio out. I think maybe we're going to just head down a simple route like that, because it's going to be really hard for like Satoru to be able to just go to like anybody else really and be like, yo, this is happening. Kenya's the most level-headed and likely person that you could do that to. But if he's somebody who's noticing it on his own and he's going and bringing attention to all this stuff to the teacher himself, it might present more opportunity for a space for us to realistically work and get her mom and maybe even her father and whoever else is likely in fault for what's going down with the abuse that she's having to deal with. So hopefully it's a positive spin that they're just trying to leave cliffhanger feeling towards the end. And it's not actually as bad. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't suspicious of literally any and everybody that we're kind of dealing with up to this point. So we'll have to wait on that and end up seeing. The teacher's the other like real weird and suspicious one. But he seems almost the obvious one, right? Having like all the same sort of like looks and features and things that the guy that we're expecting to find has, right? So like, would it be, I mean, but that's exactly almost what it should be too. So it's that weird scenario where you're just like, they wouldn't show you the exact sort of person in front of you because that'd be too obvious. But then once again, it'd be too obvious. So like it might be, right? And it makes you question it and then really be like, I don't know if I can buy it or not. So it's a little difficult there, which is fun to be able to deal with. But he has like multiple weird sort of moments too, right? It's the walking in at the perfect time and not wanting Satoru to be able to go through his book, although it's literally just for the birthday, and it could have just been a pure coincidence that he just walked up to him at that exact time. Him knowing immediately who it's going to be about, his consistent questions and feelings towards what he wants him to do with his friendship and just growing closer to Kaio, and telling him to like kind of keep an eye on her and everything too. It all just seems a little too on point here. It could just be very normal, cautious sort of things and not wanting somebody to see things that they shouldn't or touch things that aren't theirs or whatever else, right? Could be completely normal, but I'd be wrong to not throw suspicion on any sort of thing that potentially could have some sort of suspicion for it. The tree sequence is all good and great too. Being able to get our first Kaio smile out of it too, I really enjoy, and a promise to once again go into this and see each other in the future within the summer. I mean, she doesn't know what's about to happen, but laying these sort of plans out, I think, is a really cool thing for us to hopefully be able to get. And then we also end up having the whole abuse sequence, finding Kaio and in the situation that she is, running into the conversation that we have to with her mom and how her mom's treating her, and the father in this picture doesn't seem to really give a fuck about anything that's going on, and it's just a normal day for them. It's really, really shitty. There's not too much, I think, likely for me to talk on that right now. I think it's obvious to all and everyone who's watching this, though that's the case, that it's not good, and we don't support this at all. Typically, we do try and find, at least over here on this channel, we try and find like the bright spots and the bad people, right? We try and find what has made them what they are and maybe find justification for why they're doing the things they are or what they're doing. There's no justifying what she's doing. So we're not gonna do that. We're not even gonna look for it. I will say this though. There's gonna be something, hopefully. Honestly, maybe not even hopefully. Maybe we don't deserve or don't need any of that. But there's gonna be something, I think, that a lot of the times in these stories they try and spin and try and make it be like, look, she was doing it because of this reason, whether it's she was brought up on the same sort of thing, so it's only normal and natural for her, whether it's because she's getting, assaulted on her own from maybe the other guy in the picture or somebody else, and she's taking her own frustrations and everything else out onto other people so that she doesn't feel as weak whether it's she's just completely mentally ill or completely broken on her own, or this is the only thing that she knows and the only way she knows how to kind of like treat people, or she's literally just a piece of shit. Whatever it is, the justification that they try and typically spin makes you sometimes want to be like, I get where they're coming from, or I feel bad that, like, you know, she fell down this sort of path, that this is what she thinks is right. I don't think we're going to find that justification at all. So I'm kind of just hoping that maybe they even skip it entirely and we don't look for it. But I guess we'll have to just wait and see. I like the contrast that we get though of the overly caring and like sweet mom from Satoru to complete piece of shit that Kaio has. So maybe we can sort of spin something, put up a frame, and then push things past a little bit more and maybe take her in on our own, or just do something because we have such a caring one on our end. It could be something. Maybe there. And I do wonder now too, with the date being set for the first and us having like probably less than 10 days up to this point in series, do they plan to actually have us live out each of those and that be the end episode like I was initially thinking? Or are we going to get to that and then end up finding out like, oh, we got past this day and she's still here, so all is fixed and good, but then we're still in the past, and it's almost like we have more that we have to deal with because whatever this threat or this person is going to consistently keep coming around. I'm interested. I don't know. I guess they could try and spin it and do some weird shit like where the mom takes it too far and ends up doing it, and then the guy at the beginning has like no, like he's just useless, like he has no meaning to be a part of this at all, and it was almost just being like framed like we're dealing with the same exact killer this whole time when it's actually not. I feel like that would be kind of shitty, but at the same time, maybe they're just doing some like weird shit like that. Like there's a bunch of weirdos out there willing to do these sort of things, but I don't see why it can't be a thing where it's like we do get past that date. It was supposed to be like her dad maybe in the picture, and then we end up taking her in on our own. That then leads to, you know, them wanting to come back all these years later, whether he gets freed from something or like he finds his way back and he ends up going and taking it out on the person who took her in, and something like a weird, very delayed sort of revenge plot that he's been working on for 18 years. Like maybe we go down something like that. I don't know. I could just be throwing out a bunch of bullshit sort of ideas, but that's what I'm thinking. All right, let's spin through a little bit and see what we get. So we look through, we end up finding out that we have the first is our date, actually gets fully confirmed, with the second being the birthday and this happening before her turning. So the first being our date. Now, the first could be the date, but in my mind, it's also reading like he said, I remember it happening in March. And then he also said, I remember, or she didn't turn however old. So like, could it not just be that she got discovered on the first? Maybe that's what they meant. And I don't know, but like, is there a chance that it happens like literally the next day? I don't know. Because doesn't that make sense? Or am I tweaking completely over here? Right. If we know that she didn't turn, which is on the second, and he said that she was discovered in March, the first is the date she gets discovered then, no? Or she at least goes missing in March. So the first would be the day that she goes missing. So then by the time they find her, they pronounce her as this with her title, her age. So it realistically could be a different date. It doesn't have to be the first. Maybe I'm reading into it too wrong, though. I don't know. Skating competition here against dude who's Olympic level, which is crazy that we literally could have won this, and he pulls back at the last second and decides to lose. Clearly, I'm pretty sure seen by Buddy that, like, yeah, you actually did do this, which, I mean, sucks, of course, especially as a competitor. One, to willingly take that step back and lose, but also as, you know, the person that you're going against, where you give it your complete all, and this is everything that you are. To recognize that somebody's giving you special treatment because of that, as opposed to actually challenging you onto the fullest level, and he pulls back here. Like, if you lost, don't you think it would, I mean, it might have not, but it could have really ignited that fire into the competitor within him. But I guess it also could have backfired and discouraged him completely from becoming who he once will. It'll be interesting, I guess, to see if we have anything else and any other sort of developments with him, or if it was more just to showcase like a personality sort of thing with him. His willingness to be so overly aware to all the situations kind of around him, which goes right back to my original thoughts on his hyper awareness that he potentially displayed through all of these different scenarios that he felt like he was reliving within the first episode here. Could it be something that's typically always on display for noticing the emotions and feelings and having all this stuff kind of run through his thoughts while he's in the middle of this competition, which is funny. I like him walking with her. Look at you, you're a fucking fake. And then this is, I could be wrong, but just from the hair, because I was just looking at all the names and stuff, I'm pretty sure this is the other kid that was in the paper, or one of the two. There are 3 in there in total. Maybe it's not though. Maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. You go to get it, and here you go. Well, let me look right over your shoulder and not let you be able to grab this. Keep looking out for her. We got our date for us, and now we meet Mr. Yuki. Mr. Yuki's one of these guys who, like, you're still going to be suspicious of him all the way around, acting like he didn't do it and having our character say that he wasn't the one who did it. I'm still going to feel suspicious, and I think it's just because me being uncomfortable with this grown-ass man being friends with this child. Like, it just feels a little weird to me, especially when there's no relation or anything to it. Something about it just makes it very uncomfortable for me personally, so that's why I'm in this situation that I am. You know, it's a little different if they were family, or a little different if he's like friends of somebody in a family that they meet him, or they have some sort of connection outside of, like, they met one day at the park and now they're just hanging out at his house. Like, it's a little weird to me, but it might just be my own issues with that and not being able to get past it. But something feels a little wrong there. But I do like this, and him recalling, like, all the questions and the things that he was being almost asked about Yuki here, while remembering and, like, having it be so much more vivid while he's actually within his room. Maintained his stance on his innocence. Here we go. This place is an absolute mess. We find the gloves, and we find a completely battered Kaya. And the mom's just the worst, pushing him to the side. Literally, she knows, like, I can't say anything bad in front of her. I can't, like, sell her out or do any of this. Have to completely be in support of it. It's the worst. Trying to do whatever so that we aren't the one who gets framed. And they continue to do the thing where they give red eyes to all the other characters who are, like, just in a situation where they could be evil or seem like they are, to throw you off, so you can never really properly predict what's going on. Look who decides to show up late and draw so much attention to herself, and he brings it up. His reasonings are, like, interesting. So Satoru does the right thing of going to and speaking to somebody about this. I would hope he would, having the mind that he does, and allowing them to let this take course. But the problem is he isn't, right? There's nothing that he has been doing, and he's almost sitting here waiting for a time to play out, when this is a very serious and urgent matter that needs to be taken care of. It's not something we can just sit around and wait for spring break or whatever he was saying to come up. Like, you can't. Like, you have to take this into your own hands and do something. And we're just not seeing that, which is what makes me feel weird and suspicious still onto the teacher, because it's like, I feel like you're not doing everything you can. But at the same time, he's also just like, oh yeah, don't tell anybody else. And I was worried. I was wondering if I should tell somebody, like one of you guys. Like, what the fuck is that gonna do? Don't tell us. Go tell the authorities, brother. Like, what the hell are we gonna do? And it's just like every time she knows almost that they're gonna come, maybe has a connection of somebody who works there, she knows of something, or she just literally has that intuition, like he says, she's able to completely get out of there and take them away. And now they have no way of actually asking or questioning or doing any of this stuff. It's like, are we not capable of setting something up? Are we not capable of literally coming to visit this child based on reports and all these things that we have while we're in school? Are we not capable of calling the mother here and forcing a parent-teacher conference or something and doing, like, a little setup or something to have an investigation into this? Like, is that not things that are capable of happening? There might be legal sort of reasonings as to why they're not, which would make plenty of sense to me. If we're going to play down that sort of route, like, they legally have to visit at the home and they have to be present, and they can't just, like, camp out in front of them. They have to be there at the time that they go. But it's like, oh, you went 3 times based on these reports and they keep coming up and popping up by other people. Don't you think maybe you should show up every fucking day at that point? Or, like, there should be some other things implemented. It just seems a little off with the way that he's kind of presenting this story to me. Then he's like, oh, but be careful because she's not going to be part of the class anymore. Like, who the fuck cares? Get her out of here. You want that to keep happening to her? Like, it's so weird the way that he presents everything. It's like he has an answer for everything, but it's just like, just barely getting by her. It's like the most convenient sort of thing. It's so weird. And then this girl's a bitch who frames her for stealing all the money, calling her out and calling her a bunch of names and terms. I love us sticking up for her. And then the teacher pisses me off too here. I mean, he has a right thing, but it's like, oh, she's on duty today, so I guess that makes enough sense. It's like, it's clear what's going on here. Brother said he was the one who was supposed to have it. I had it. It was in my desk. Like, why? I don't know. He's getting me mad. That's all I can say. He be getting me fucking mad. Him giving her the gloves, super cute. And then just having this fun little moment together. Going on this journey, something that he did on his own before, slightly changing the past just a little bit. He had this beautiful sequence. And finally, a big old bright smile on her face, which is great. Adorable. And then we set up some bullshit that I'm a little cautious. So essentially, this series is just getting me pissed with everybody who's in it and not our main two right now, which is not great. I don't love that I'm feeling that way. But I guess they're doing their job because it's making me really cautious and suspicious of any and everything that I am seeing. So I guess we'll just let it play out and see how that goes. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked it all, like and subscribe to me. Feel free to check the channel, comment, start a series. I'll be back episode 4 very soon. It was a great one though. Peace.